her second language. She was born here in the States, but she went to live in Japan, raised there. And the Japanese language, it's hard to enunciate or pronounce R's, L's, V's, F's. So when you asked her about her favorite color, purple, lavender, it was kind of tough. And then when she and Dad, they'd play pinochle, she would bid, 55, 55. Most of the time, though, I could understand her, but once in a while, things would get lost in translation. And one time, I was really in the doghouse. Okay, she sent me on an errand. Gracie, come here. You go to store, you buy Mama banana pudding. Huh? You go store, you buy banana pudding. Okay. So I go to the store, head to the pudding aisle. I'm at the pudding aisle. Okay, did she say banana? Vanilla? What? Banana or vanilla? To this day, I don't remember which one I bought. All I know, it was the wrong one. Because when I got home, oh my gosh. Oh no, you buy banana. I said banana. What's the matter with you? It was the 70s. I didn't have a cell phone. I know say banana. You never listen to Mama. Okay, sorry. But my dad, sometimes then he would also lament. He said, it's just no fun telling your mom a dirty joke, because you gotta explain it to her. But the thing is, my dad never told a dirty joke or explained a dirty joke to me in front of me, okay? They never had the talk with me. They never told me about the birds and the bees. And really the closest we ever got was my mom when I was in high school, and I would do my cheerleading. My friends would come over and we were practicing our cheerleading, and boom, I'd do the splits. And she'd come running over. No, don't you do that. You're gonna break your pom-pom. You break your pom-pom, and you don't have babies. She didn't ever really explain what that meant. I just knew that she would have an absolute fit when she would see me jump up in the air and slam my middle parts on the floor. Anyway, yeah. Well, and then later, when I was an adult and my friends were having kids, and I would tell her, you know what, Mama, I'm so sorry. I didn't give you any grandkids. I'm sorry, but it's your fault. Because you never told me where babies come from. She actually went, I think she believed me for like a little mega second. It was pretty funny. Oh gosh, and then I can tell you that this was, only 10 years ago, this whole subject came up again because I'm with my aunt and my mom, and they're sitting at the dining room table, and they're talking, and they're giggling, and they're going, you ask her, you ask her, you ask her. What? Ladies, what do you want to ask me? Come on, what? Okay, we don't understand how lesbian, remember they can't say L's, how are they going to do sexu? We don't know how they're going to make a sexu. Okay, ladies, you know what? You're 90 and you're 85. You've gotten this far in life without knowing that information. I think you can make it the rest of the way without knowing. You know what? I didn't have the straight sex talk with this woman. How am I going to tell her about strap-on dildos?
Grace, trying out her new stuff. Keep it on, Grace Ashita. I relate to Grace a lot because my husband is also gay, and yeah, 26 years in December with it's 26 years. It's a marriage, I say stuff like, am I bothering you? He goes, now or in general? I was sitting listening to music in the living room last week, and I could tell he was upset. He came in and said, what's wrong? He says, you fucked up my algorithms. Siri thinks I like Josh Groban. Whatever. He has 19 lotions in the shower. I start using the word sexu since she's in my... You put a fucking end to that, I'll tell you. I don't want to hear about the sexu. So one more time for Grace Ashita. Coming to the stage now, someone who's also been with me for 3 classes. I love her dearly, and Again, what I love about every comic, they are themselves. They're putting their own style, their own character, their own POV on stage. Please welcome Alice Carrier, ladies and gentlemen.
Love Carl. Don't you all love Carl?
Yes.
I learned something about the West Coast recently. People here are really uptight. Yeah. Why else do you think it's like the mecca for tummy trouble? Like you can get a kombucha at any truck stop all along the I-5. I found drugs in the New Seasons bathroom, and it was a fiber capsule. This is why everybody puts their notes away. Carl told me he likes my book. Another thing that was a surprise for me was finding out that people who meditate are not chill. Yeah, I don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and put myself in preemptive timeout before any fucked up stuff happens because I'm mellow. Turns out, I do. I got a problem with jeans. Yeah. I can think a lot of people have this problem. They put a double seam right under the double seam. Problematic. I'm finding now that Halloween is institutional, I gotta look in weirder places to be subversive. Like normal places. I had a girlfriend with a tarot card tramp stamp. It was awesome. But I did have to dump her. I kept pulling reverse cowgirl. But Portland's actually a really good place to have a girlfriend. Because everybody has like a special girlfriend menu. You can get like GF pizza, you can get GF bagels. Girlfriends love that shit. I told my husband the other day, you love truck nuts. You guys know what truck nuts are? They're like little nuts you put on the back of your car. I said, you love truck nuts. And he said, do I? Tell me more. And I said, well, remember we saw some the other day and we made a bunch of jokes and we laughed. And now they make me think of you. And he said, oh, well, it sounds like you love truck nuts. And now I know how projection works. But I don't take advice from hippies anymore, even though they give me good therapy words. They've done me dirty. I got really into like DIY natural stuff. I know. And I was putting like a homemade skincare goop on my face, and it smelled kind of weird. And I was like, well, what did I put in it? I put some fancy oil, some kind of fancy vinegar, and some crushed up little herbs, and then I went, oh no! I put salad dressing on my face! And then I realized that everything on that little DIY list was fucking salad dressing. Hippies are using that shit like duct tape. I was mopping the floor with it. I was putting it on my counter. I don't have any alternatives left. That was the alternative. Thank you very much.
Alice Carrier, ladies and gentlemen. Alice is just so Portland to me. You see Portland to you? I love Portland. Gary and I moved here 22 years ago. I wouldn't live anywhere else, actually. I love the diversity. We have our dry cleaner, Mrs. Lee, is from Korea. Doesn't speak much English, but she's very funny. Several years ago, I took a pair of jeans in, maybe even these, and you're supposed to point out the stains. It had a little red mark right here, and she goes, "Is it the lipstick?" I'm a big baseball fan, so the first year we were up here, we went to see the Portland Beavers play. See the Beavers? Remember the Beavers?
Yes.
We had baseball here? And so Portland, they brought a group of Native Americans in to sing the national anthem in their native language, and they got the words mixed up, and the game was rained out. But it was... I lived 22 years in LA. I don't miss it. It's a great place to do comedy, but I have one relative still there. She's a pain in the ass. My Aunt Fern's 95. She always complains nobody ever calls her, so I got her one of those "How am I driving" bumper stickers. And when you get these, you can be in the class. All right. One more time for Alice Carrier. Our next act, extremely funny, and he's just got such a great personality and hilarious to go along with it. I know you're going to love him. Please welcome Dega Westerhoff Mason.
So far, turning 30 has felt a lot like moving into a new place. Because after 6 months, there's still boxes of crap everywhere they haven't dealt with. See that box of crippling self-doubt? Turns out the Roomba won't fix it. That's your mess. No, but some of these things that I've slowly started to unpack include the fact that I can be a little bit jealous in love. You see, I'm in an intercultural relationship. My girlfriend is Chinese, and there are some differences about what these two cultures consider to be the most fulfilling activity. In American culture, as you can guess, it tends to be sex, oral sex, work because we're capitalists, hand stuff, and then food. In Chinese culture, not so much. The other way around. Eating delicious food, eating food, talking about food, hand stuff, and then sex. As you can imagine, this has led to some problems. Sometimes, in the bedroom, while we're making love, I'll see a look in her eyes of ultimate pleasure, and I know she's not thinking about me. I would even be fine if she were thinking about somebody else, but she's not. She is thinking about the one thing that I can never relate to. She is thinking about walking into the kitchen, making herself a cup of bad shrimp-flavored cup of noodles. Oh, it tears me up inside. Things really came to a head recently when I came back from a business trip. I walked in the door, put down my briefcase, hung up my top hat. I heard something coming from the bedroom. I walked over. I heard the rustling of sheets. So I opened the door, and there she is. Walk over and pull back the covers, and she's cheating on me with a bag of cookies. No, being 30, I think it means that you have to look at some of these things head on, like your failures. And I, like many in Portland, came to this city because I was kicked out of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. As an American, it's not the easiest country to get kicked out of, but it's still technically possible. It turns out being an immigrant is really hard. I thought you could just walk in and play duck, duck, goose, find the job you wanted, and it's all good. Turns out there's more to it. And I have to say, I feel misled by Fox News. My Achilles heel turned out to be the language. I never progressed beyond that of a second grader. Can you imagine doing your taxes with the language skills of a second grader? Did you just maximize your deductible or commit financial fraud? I don't know. No, but what really happened was eventually my colleagues caught on to the fact that I was actually just a stack of second graders in a trench coat. They'd ask me probing questions at work, like, Teja, why are your hands always so sticky? And, Teja, why are you eating Cheerios out of a baggie? Or the most damning, Teja, why are you always wearing a trench coat and a top hat? But it turns out, being kicked out of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, much like when you're kicked out of your favorite bar, it can sometimes be for the best. And this comes down to Dutch food. Dutch food is so bland, you have to be over 18 to buy black pepper. Dutch food is so bland, the State Department has issued a travel advisory saying that you should bring your own Tabasco. Dutch food is so bland, the reason that the Amish left wasn't because of religious persecution. It was because of the food. They said, this is where we draw the line. God never intended us to have dry sandwiches. No, being 30, I think, means that you have to look at some of these things more head on. And one aspect that I've had to come to terms with is the politician that I relate to most is unfortunately the Senator Lindsey Graham. Now, the reason that I am on the Graham ban is because, unlike some of the more mainstream politicians like Obama or Warren, the Grahamster and I share something special. And that is, every time Lindsay and I pick up the phone, we are categorically mistaken for women. I'm sorry to hear that you've been experiencing problems with the product. Is there anything else we can help you with today, Mrs. Graham? No, I don't suppose there is. Gosh, Lindsay. What have you gotten yourself into now? Saw the picture and you thought it looked good? God, you're gonna be stuck for years wearing out this MAGA red. Thank you so much, everybody.
There you go. Also, Teja is improv here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And improv classes for 30 years, right?
Yes.
And, I know that Patrick doesn't like to brag, but one of the most famous graduates of comedy sports, Mitch McConnell. Freeze!
That hurts, Charlie.
Yeah, it really hurts. And by the way, if you want to sign up for a class, it's portlandcomedy.com, right?
Correct.
All kinds of classes, storytelling classes, improv classes, comedy classes, it's all here. And October 15th, I gotta do some pub here. We're having our second LGBTQ comedy night right here. The first one was sold out. What, in June we had it?
Yeah.
And
it was sold out in May.
It was sold out in May. We have 5 performers, including me, because I'm gay. And hi, Grace. And it's really a great show. And one of the things about creative people is everyone gets a voice here, no matter who you are. And I think that gay people just haven't gotten as much visibility through history, so I'm glad that people are out and proud now. That's a really good thing. I think there are a lot of people in history who were gay, but we don't know they were gay. Marco Polo comes to mind. I'm sure that was at the top of your list. I mean, late 13th century, Vandals have sacked Europe, Crusaders have sacked the Middle East. He's off looking for silks and spices. I mean, really. I mean, if you're gay in the year 1271, you just want a comfy caftan and a little nutmeg, really. Take the edge off all the bloodshed. So mark your calendars for October 15th. Thank you for getting all this. We have Barbie and Ken in the front row. I really didn't know you guys were here. Stand up, Ken. You got to turn around. Come on. It's fucking Ken. It's Ryan Gosling dyed his hair and showed up tonight. I can't believe it. Are you guys together?
No, they're together.
Oh, she says they're not together. No, she says I'm with them, and they're saying you're with him. Yeah, I'd be with him. This is
A lot going on here.
a lot going on. Yeah. Okay. Right. It's Portland, ladies and gentlemen. We have a sixth spot on the LGBTQ show tonight. All of you can come up and do comedy. It'd be very exciting. Very good. Are you here to see someone in particular?
Yes.
Yeah, and who would that be?
Hannah!
Oh, Hannah! Oh, good. Yeah, Hannah's incredible, and thank you. I thought maybe you were here to see me, but that's just yeah, you like it. All right, good. All right. Joining us now, I forget who's. Oh, great. I love. No, she lives in Washington and comes all the way over for my class. So this is the third class. Give her Maytal. She was. And I give it up because, Washington are my favorite voters. In 2012, on the same day, they approved gay marriage and legal pot. Give it up for Washington. They proved that people were just reading Leviticus incorrectly. It said, if a man lies with a man, he should be stoned. Come on. Maytal is amazing. I love her. Please welcome Maytal Markman, ladies and gentlemen. Maytal! From New Jersey. New York.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm not from New Jersey.
New York.
What the hell, Carl?
Wrong student.
But I refer to Vancouver as the New Jersey of Portland, and that is stuff Carl's meant. It's unfortunate. Okay, so I am your ghost of Christmas future, I guess, because you talked about turning 30. So I'll hold my beer. Let's do this. I'm Maytal. And a little bit about me. I just turned 39. 2 years ago next weekend. So happy early birthday to me. And being in early middle age, I have found is this really fun cross-section of a decreased amount of giving a fuck while you're increasing your existential anxiety. It's a really fun cross-section, and it's a really great time in history to be at that cross-section because you can go on the internet and you can buy a t-shirt that says literally anything that you want on it. Which means that I can use my newfound confidence in life to wear my emotions out in public. And a lot of my friends who are also in the same age range agree with me. One of my friends recently bought herself a t-shirt that says in really colorful bubble letters, "One day we will all be dead." And she has reported to me that this really puts a bad day in perspective. Takes some of the edge off of that anxiety. So it's great. Now, I grew up in New York, but I can spend time keeping my relationships up with my friends even from 3 time zones away because we all use this app called Marco Polo. In case you're wondering where Carl got his Marco Polo reference from. And if you haven't heard of the app Marco Polo, it's kind of like an answering machine, but with video. And if you're like a Gen Z person, like all the beautiful people in the front row, and you don't know what an answering machine is, just think of this app. Just think of this app as if like TikTok and Snapchat had a parent. I use this app pretty much every day to talk to my friends, and I opened it up the other day, and there was a notification that popped up from Marco Polo themselves saying, "Would you like to be an influencer for us?" And I was so excited. I was like, yes, I'm gonna apply to be a Marco Polo influencer. This is not a paid gig, they haven't signed me up yet. But I have been looking for ways to diversify my revenue streams. Tough economic climate out there. Yeah, I'm getting some nods. Yeah, especially if you work in tech like my husband and I do. There have been waves of layoffs this year, and my husband was affected by one of those waves earlier this year. Yeah, it's been really stressful. So we're dealing with it really responsibly. We went ahead and enrolled our children in a private school and adopted a dog. And when we were talking about adopting a dog, I was thinking, let's get like a smaller dog, maybe something that I can train to be my emotional support pet. But my husband, he was really adamant that we get a big dog for our family. I want a big dog. And I was like, oh, I don't think like we really need that. I think it would be more appropriate to have a smaller dog that I can snuggle. If you wanted a big dog, I was like, okay, I love all dogs. Let's adopt a big dog, Patrick. And so we ended up, with 80-pound counter height blonde Labradoodle. And if you're having trouble picturing what that might look like, just go ahead and imagine if Boris Johnson was a dog. That's our Benji. We love him. We love him so much. I've learned a thing or two about myself since Benji joined our family. For example, I never thought that I would be the kind of person who does like baby talk with a pet. It's not really my thing, or so I thought. But I was really wrong. Turns out you don't know yourself even when you're 39. I use baby talk with this dog, you guys, and it's so embarrassing. But in my defense, he is the only one of my 3 children who pays attention to me when I talk to them. And I just get so excited. Like if I'm talking to my kids, I'll be like, Sean, Sarah, it's dinner time. Do you want pizza? Do you want mac and cheese? And Sean and Sarah are like, but with Benji, all I have to do is get within arm's length of the kitchen, and he is right there. And he's like, and I'm like, oh, hello, baby! Yes, it is dinner time. Do you want kibble? I'm gonna give you your bowl of kibble. But then I'm also gonna give you my last bite of my keto-friendly chicken parmesan. Because you're such a good boy. And I love you so much. Mommy loves. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And to add insult to injury, as much as the dog likes me, especially when I'm food, he has chosen my husband, Patrick, as his actual person in life. The dog loves my husband. He follows him absolutely everywhere, and it drives my husband crazy. I think that when we were talking about adopting the dog, my husband sort of assumed that it would be like mostly my dog, but that he would like help out around the house. So kind of like the same agreement that we have for parenting our other children. But it wasn't to be. The dog chose him. And so Benji follows Patrick all around the house, all the time. And Patrick has started referring to Benji as the white shadow. And he's going kind of crazy. And I feel kind of bad for my husband, but also not, because I did tell him so, and he didn't listen. And so to make myself feel better, I am buying myself a little birthday present for next weekend. I'm going on the internet, and I'm ordering myself a t-shirt, and the t-shirt is gonna have a picture of Benji and a picture of Patrick, and then it's gonna have a little speech bubble coming out of Benji's mouth that says, "I can tell that you wish you listened to mommy, but I'm so glad you did it because I love you so much." Thank you.
Hey, Powell, ladies and gentlemen. Not from New Jersey. Keep it going for Maytal. And I really want all my students to start going on the road and try this material in places that are not Portland. Richland, Washington, for instance. I was doing my dog and cat material in Richland. A woman in the back yelled out she had a lab. I said, "What kind?" She said, "Meth." And, one more time for Maytal. You're from New York. You're right, I love that line because I'm from New Jersey, and Vancouver is the New Jersey of Portland. So I get it, but I love that you're from New York. You know, our next performer, I don't know what I've taught him. I'm still confused. He is just naturally funny, and when I've taught long enough to know when a person comes into your class and he's got a style all his own or all her own, just to let him or let her be. Please welcome Felipe Cerrone, ladies and
Hello. I've had way too much caffeine for this. Carl, I don't think these people are drunk.
This is the real work.
Okay. Okay, intimidating. I have the hardest time getting people in the US to concentrate. When I'm working with my colleagues and I go, "Guys, focus in this. We need to get this done." It's the same reaction. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, so it's hard to get people to concentrate. And also, another thing you should know is that I was talking to my landlord and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna be doing comedy." And his response was, "I didn't see that." So I guess you guys are stuck with someone that can't get people to concentrate and apparently is not very funny for a few minutes. So good for you. It's not gonna be that long. I can tell you some things in the meantime. I'm from Chile, and as Carl I think said, we don't have a PC culture. It's not a little bit. We kind of try to imitate the US in that way, but it doesn't really exist. But I know we're in Portland. I'm not gonna talk about dead babies or old people falling down. We calibrated. Thank you. That's the work that we do here. We calibrate. But if you still feel offended, you can write it down. We don't have a complaint box, but you can write it down, get in your Subaru, and talk to your therapist about it, or whatever people in Portland do to complain. If you're really, really offended, you can just blame my parents, my dad specifically. So yeah. What's up with the Subarus? I was talking to a friend from the US and I said, "Hey, I want to get a Subaru." He knows cars. And he goes, "Why do you want to get a lesbian car, bro?" And I'm like, I did once touch a naked male stripper butt, but that's as close to LGBTQ that I beat. It was a weird experience. You're gonna have to wash your hands several times because it's like, it ends up being super like creamy and shiny and smells like coconut for like 3 days. Don't recommend it. So I talked about lesbians, right? Okay, lesbians are out of the way. That's as far as it will go. That's as bad as it will get. I'm not saying lesbians are bad. I'm sorry. That's just as far as the jokes will go. And yeah, okay. This is unfair because in rehearsal I wasn't the first to talk about penises and masturbation and stuff. But yeah, now the first I'm the disgusting one. Talk about that. And I know what you're thinking, white guy comedy club, dick jokes. But I'm here to tell you, you're not wrong, but it's more than that. We have the 4 P's of comedy, and I learned that here. I didn't learn it through the teacher. This is not material copyright. You're gonna regret it because you could have gotten royalties after the 4 P's became famous. We have poop, pee, penises. And then for the 4th one, I had to think long and hard. Everything starts getting back to penises after you get over penises. But then I thought penises, men, naked men, robes, priests. Priests is the 4th P of Now, this might be because I grew up in a Catholic school, but I don't know, maybe have some issues with that. But let's start with the penises. Penises, dicks. I think in Portland we have the biggest small dick competition that I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, I'm not the only one thinking that. Yes. Why? What? Like, it's always the shittiest cars. Like, and you see, and it's like the thing with the shiny things and the rims and the thing that looks like a wing in the back. Why would you want that type of attention? Like, I'm poor and I make bad decisions. Like, I don't understand. So I wanted to research on this and understand if it's real, the small dick and the big car. So I did what anybody would do. I watched hours and hours of porn. But turns out they don't show the cars too much. You've all watched porn then. So I wrote to Pornhub. No, I don't know, like, hey, is it true that? I did not write to Pornhub, but I didn't see that many Dodge Rams in porn. You know who drives a Dodge Ram? My landlord. That's who drives a Dodge Ram. Not satisfied with this finding, we read some papers, and there are 3 things that can correlate to the dick size. One is the distance from the index to the ring finger, or the ring to the index. It's gotta be ring to index because I have a penis, I know. So if it's the other way, maybe goes in. I don't know. Every guy here is checking their hand or not. No? I commend you on your self-confidence. That's amazing if you're not. The other thing is, and this is baffling to me, it's the way you sit. I don't know how big you need to be for that to be a problem. It's not a problem for me. That means that I'm small to medium, medium to small. Small to medium because it sounds like it's growing, like there's potential. I'm in the small to medium size. Now, if I met God, I would not ask him like the meaning of life and why. I would say like how much do you need to chop off to get to a Ferrari? Like, that's too much. Okay, let's stick with the Mazda. I'll keep that. So priests, the next P. The next P, priests. I was raised a Catholic. I'm an atheist now. Yeah. This is how it looks like, 31 years old, cheerful, skinny bearding, small to medium, medium to small. Learned to love through my grandma. I love my grandma, that's what I meant to say. I was hoping you would Why did I stop being religious? Because it's the opposite of drugs. It makes everything less fun. So, if you feel good about something, that's pride. If you want a side of fries with your burger after a long day of work, guess what? It's gluttony. If you want to have sex with an animal, bestiality. Actually, that's a good one. That's a good one. I researched in bestiality because they never talk about it, priests, so I never knew if it was allowed or not. You'd be surprised. You never know. It's all arbitrary. It's all arbitrary. It turns out, and I hope I'm not ruining your life, but it's not allowed. Sorry. Nobody's like, holy shit. I didn't know. Yeah, it's not allowed, and it says, if a man shall lie with a beast, thy man shall be killed, and thy beast shall be killed. And I'm like, I follow. Why would you kill the animal also? Right? Like, it's not like it can consent. It's not like it's just there. The animal is there. Like, it's not like it's even seducing. It's not like showing its biceps or wearing a tiny dress or something. Like, what? Like, why? It's those weird things in religion that they should be coming with this. So yeah, you can, I don't know, maybe they're worried about what will come out. It's not like, oh, that chicken's been fucked 3 times, go get it, priest! No, I don't, it's weird. So sex with animals, sex with people, another thing in religion. Last, there comes a time in every young school, Catholic school boy's life that they learn that masturbation is a sin. Did anybody not believe it was, not know it was a sin? I thought somebody else, no? Okay, cool. It is a sin, it is a sin. That one for the life of me, I don't know why. Like, it gives you pleasure, you don't hurt anybody. The priests in my school used to say that it was because it made angels cry. Those are some weird kind of tears. The other thing that in my mind I deducted, which is the only reasonable thing, I started thinking about the movement that we do. I own a mask, that's all. I'm not here. Where have I seen this before? That's right. In hell! Minions pinching humans for all eternity. So, when you masturbate, you're actually training yourself to condemn people forever. You're training to be a general for the devil. So that's the only logical, rational explanation as to why masturbation is a sin. Myth busted. Thank you. That's a huge success for science. What else was I going to say here? So yeah, and religion, it's so weird like that. In my school, do you know how much premarital sex I gave up because of religion? 0, because women and men were separated. And my girlfriend is here, so I can't. It's 0, okay? And the bathrooms were open. I mean, like, the area to get into a bathroom was open. You had like your stall, but if you're taking a dump, a priest could see your feet like from 300 meters away. Very weird. I think that's why I was afraid to take dumps in public bathrooms for the longest time. But when I became an atheist, it was like a superpower. It's like a gift. I can't explain it. I will take dumps anywhere, as long as they're bathrooms, or like a hole if you're camping or whatever. Like those festival chemical bathrooms. Like somebody goes out and oh shit! I'm like, yes, I'm going there. The last thing I'm gonna say is on my research on the penises. The one sign that was validated by everyone, Stephen Hawking was in that research, that is very correlated to the length of the country you're from. Felipe, I'm from Chile. Thank you very much.
round for Felipe. A lot of the Felipe groupies getting up to get the autograph. And I'm just amazed because how far you've come. Because 8 weeks ago, Felipe didn't speak a word of English. So this class, keep it going, man. I learned a lot from Felipe. I think the biggest lesson I learned is that in my life, I've made so many angels cry. How many Felipe fans are here? Friends and family? Are you with Felipe tonight? No. Are you a nun by any chance?
No.
I'm sorry. Good work, Felipe. It's great. And I just, you can't. I don't think you can teach that. There are a few things that we go over, fundamentals, but it's all about, it's stage time. And when you're naturally got a personality that is your style, it's just killer. So thank you, Felipe. And coming to the stage now, someone I also adore, I adore all my students, but he's got a special style as well. Someone else that I just can't bridle and don't want to. Please welcome Denny, ladies and gentlemen. Denny!
Wow. Look at all you guys. This place is full. Okay, I'm glad you're here. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back in Portland. I live in Portland, but I had to leave. I hate to leave Portland. I almost never leave Portland. And it's because I hate everywhere else. Okay? I'm put together to be here, and this is where I'm at. But sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do, and I had to leave. So I did, and then through a series of unfortunate events that I'm not going to bore you with, I ended up in a place called Boise, Idaho. Yeah. And it's a pretty decent-sized city. It's over there. It's about 11 hours by bus, or 30 years by calendar, and you find yourself right in Boise. I did not fit in there. Go figure. And I wasn't comfortable, and I had to get out of there. So anybody that knows me knows that I do not like to fly. I loathe flying. I will literally drive 12 hours before I will take a 2-hour flight. I was in Boise for 10 minutes, and I booked the next flight to Portland. I had to get out of there. The Idahomies, they are not my tribe. I was not comfortable. And so that's where this story begins. So I booked my flight, and then I get on the app, the airline app, to check in for my flight. And everything, it works really well at first, right? In the beginning, it works well. I open the app up, and it says, would you like to check in for your flight? And I say, yes. Swipe, and it says, would you like to have a boarding pass? And I say, yes. And swipe, and it says, would you like to check a bag? And I'm thinking, I certainly don't want to leave anything here that I might have to come back for, so yes. And then I swipe, and I come to a page with a question that stopped me dead in my tracks. I've never seen this, and all the times I've flown before, I've never seen this question. Maybe you have. So no context, right out of the blue, 2-word question, yes or no, pick. Here's what it is. Hold up the phone, plain blue screen, 2 words in the middle, question mark, yes, no. That's all the context you get. Ready for the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Question is, lap baby? Lap baby? Okay, lap baby, yes or no, quick. How do you answer that, right? Like, what kind of question is that, lap baby? Right? Now, I don't know what went through your mind, right? But my first reaction wasn't the most awesome reaction, right? Because my first reaction was, why are they asking me, right? I don't want to hold a baby. Right? It's like, I just want to play on my iPad and pretend that I'm not 5 miles up in the air in a machine that's maintained by underpaid, non-union workers. That's all I want, right? I mean, I'm a paying customer, and they're asking me to cart somebody's baby. Right? I don't think, it doesn't sound reasonable. And not only that, how is it even practical, right? Think about it. Think about it. What do I do with the baby when I pee? Right? It's a 2-hour flight. I'm gonna pee at least once. Right? I'm not taking that baby in the bathroom. Right? Can you imagine how fast that would go viral? Like old man takes strange baby in the bathroom? On air? No. Never gonna happen. When I go pee, that baby's gonna stay right on the seat. Right? I mean, they're probably gonna be okay, right? I mean, they mostly just lay around anyway, from what I understand. But if I get an active one, right? If I get an active and it rolls off and then rolls around, I mean, that's not on me. I am not responsible for that baby's choices. That baby makes its own choices, right? And that's really what it's about for me. Because as much as I don't want to be inconvenienced by holding a baby, which is a lot, right? Even more so, I don't want to be responsible for a baby, right? Responsibility is not my thing, as you might tell, right? And I have worked hard in my life to get rid of all my responsibility. And at the end of COVID, I managed to do it. The last thing I had left was to get rid of having to wake up in the morning. So I made a major career change. I was an academic, and then I became an unemployed pothead. Turns out I'm a natural. I'm killing it, right? You know that expression, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life? Yeah, that's true, dude. That is true. Okay? But the point is, they shouldn't be offering me a baby, right? I'm not responsible. I'm the last person on that plane they should ask to hold a baby, right? And the airline should know this because their app is on my phone, right? So they have think about it. They have my location data. They have my search history. They know who I talk. They know I can't take a baby. So I thought about it, and then I realized I was looking at it wrong, right? They weren't asking me to take a baby, right? They were asking everybody to take a baby, right? Which means we're talking about a plane full of babies, right? Now, I don't follow politics. I don't know what's going on in Idaho, but I think babies fleeing by the plane load speaks for itself. Something's not happening right there, right? Something's not happening right. And then I thought about it even more, right? And I realized how selfish I was for worrying about having to, not be able to play on my iPad instead of holding a baby. What about those babies? How desperate are those babies, right? They're willing to ride out on the laps of strangers, right? You gotta be desperate to sit on the lap of a stranger to escape, right? And this plane's leaving Idaho, right? Idaho, right? There is at least one youth pastor on this airplane, right? Some of you don't get it? Okay. All right, just look, real quick. In the history of the news, from don't eat this apple, all the way to whatever just beeped in on your phone just now, right? There has never ever been a report of a drag queen molesting a baby. Never. Never. But some other professions. Some of you put that together. That's good. All right. So the point is, though, that these babies have to be desperate. And I felt guilty. And see, here's the thing, too, is I am a helper by nature. That's what I am. I'm a helper. Okay? I'm the guy that Mr. Rogers says to look for when something happens. Because I will help. Whatever happens to you, I will help you. And I realized I didn't have a choice. I was going to have to help a baby escape Idaho. So I started to push yes, right? And then I realized, no. I can't leave a digital record that I've asked someone to give me a strange baby to put in my lap. Can't do that, right? What happens if I ever run for Congress? Right? What kind of scam? That's not funny. Have you seen who's in Congress? I got a shot, right? I mean, not if I make a record of a baby, but anyway. So I thought, all right, here's what I'll do. I'll take care of this face to face so that there's no record. So I closed the app and I just went to the airport. It's kind of busy. So apparently, more people than me and those babies was trying to get out. But I waited till the counter was empty. And then I went up to the counter when nobody was around. And I checked my bag and I started talking to the lady behind the desk. And I just made just casual conversation. And then when I was sure nobody was around and nobody could hear me, I said, hey, tell me about that lap baby program. And she said, she was like, oh, you got a lap baby? And I said, well, not yet. And she said, oh, but by boarding, you will have a lap baby. And I was like, don't get ahead of yourself. I just want to know more about it. I haven't agreed to anything. And she said, sir, are you okay? Right? And I said, I realized then she didn't know about it. Right? She was not part of the resistance. Right? And I realized I could get in real trouble. So I said, have a nice flight, and I left. Right? So I went to the gate, and I got on my plane. I was the first one on the airplane. I get pre-boarding because I lied to the airline. You could do it too. We could all pre-board. Just tell them, they'll let you on. So I'm the first one on the plane, and I'm watching people come on. And after like 3 or 4 people, this giant of a man comes on. Right? I mean, he's like 6'8", easy, and he's the big shoulders. I mean, it's the skin-tight shirt. He's all muscles. He's got a big beard, you know, and his hair's all slicked back like this. He's got this flannel shirt, even though it's 80, you know. Lumbersexual. That guy. He gets on the plane, and he's carrying this little tiny baby, right? And I was so excited because I was like, I'm seeing it happen. This guy is rescuing a baby. And then, the best part is, he sat down right beside me, him and the baby. And then, some woman that nobody knew, with a stroller, sat down beside him. So I kept looking at him. And he was getting a little uncomfortable, and he said, you know, can I help you? And I was like, well, I just want you to know that I support what you're doing. and he said, he played dumb at first, right? He's like, what are you talking about? And I said, look, I want to help. When you have to pee, I'll hold that baby so you don't have to leave it on the seat. Right? The woman just jumped into our conversation, and she was like, what did you say about that baby? And I said, shh, keep it down. Everybody can't know. I'm going to help that baby escape. She also was not part of the resistance. And she started yelling at me and calling me names. The flight attendant ran over. The flight crew ran over. Next thing you know, there's a policeman there. And that's when I found out that it's an 11-hour bus ride from Boise to Portland.
Jenny, ladies and gentlemen. Jenny. Keep it up for Jenny. Were they offended by the youth pastor? You're not from Idaho, are you? No. Okay. You just. No. Oh, she knows. So, like, he's the last thing. Yeah. Keep it going for Denny, ladies and gentlemen. God, I hate flying. Does anyone hate flying? It's just worse and worse. I just had my worst flight number ever. What was it? 69? 69. That's a hopeful flight. 69. Fucking laugh, baby. No, my flight number was 50-50. Your pilot, welcome aboard flight 50-50. We've got an even shot of getting off the runway today. Hold that baby tight. One more time for Denny. I always say, if you can do 15 minutes out of 2 words. Lap baby, question mark, that's close to genius. Be careful sitting next to him. Kind of weird. Joining us now, someone I have loved having in class, and she falls into the category of just plain hilarious. Please welcome Ashley Gruber, ladies and gentlemen.
Carl, I wasn't even sure you were talking about me. It's like, is it me? So funny. Anyways, this is my worst nightmare. Okay. So, ever since having kids, every time the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun comes on by Cyndi Lauper, I just start bawling. And it's not like I don't have fun with my kids, because, I have fun with my kids. But as a professional DJ of 15 years, yes, very much, and I use the term professional loosely, as in I get drugs for free when I DJ. Having fun for me is staying up for 3 days, blacked out for the first 2, and crying for the 3rd. So it's just, I'm having a hard time, having fun with my kids. It's just not how it used to be. But being a DJ is a step up from being a felon. And I used to dabble in that just a little bit. Don't tell my boss who's sitting over there in the front row today. But something that helped me not get in trouble actually was the car I picked out. I picked out a Toyota Prius V, a pearled walnut brown Toyota Prius. And I got it, when I got it, everyone said, oh, wow, you're trying to save money, you're trying to conserve the environment, all this stuff. No. I was using it to run drugs. Yes, I was using it to run drugs. And, my husband and I actually back in Santa Cruz, we used to, it's kind of embarrassing to talk about now, but we used to do drive-bys. It's true. Yeah, we used to do hit and runs. What we would do is we'd pull up real stealthy in our Prius, because you can't hear who's coming, right? The Prius, we'd pull up, we'd roll the window down, we'd be like, okay, that guy, yeah, that guy, let's get that guy, okay. Roll up, he can't hear us, we just have the best stop, looking on his phone. Roll the window down, we take our shit out of our pocket, and right in his third eye, we throw a joint right at him, and then we drive off real fast. And we were just throwing drugs at everyone. We were throwing green crack, we were throwing OG Kush, we were throwing sour tangy, just right between the eyes, just on these hit and runs, drive-bys, just, those were the days, back when weed was drugs. Remember those days? Yeah. But another way that you cannot get pulled over driving home drunk from all your DJ gigs or running drugs is by not putting a sticker on your car. I'm just joking about the driving drunk, by the way. Not putting stickers on your car because unlike popular opinion, police have personalities. And sometimes police will not like the fact that you have my son is an honor student on their car because maybe that, an honor student made fun of his kid or, you just never know, like maybe their mom died in a freak donut accident. Like you don't know what they're gonna pull you over for. Like my husband, for instance, he's got a sticker that says, scoop poop, plant seeds, stay humble. And in my opinion, there's nothing more pretentious than a sticker that says stay humble, so I definitely would pull that motherfucker over. Sorry, babe, not you. Anyways, that guy over there with the pot shirt on, the drug shirt. Anyways, but yes, I'm a Californian that moved to Oregon. It's true, don't tell anyone. And like most of my Californian counterparts, I moved here because of drugs. And I'm glad I didn't stay in California though, because in California I would have, tried being California sober, which is basically not sober at all, and I'd probably be dead by now. But in Oregon, I'm trying to figure out what Oregonian sober is. I think it's abstaining from smiles. That's kind of what I figured out, because I noticed in Portland that smiles are frowned upon. That's kind of what I've noticed, and it's just been really hard for me here, like I had to pay to take a stand-up class, just to make it okay to smile and laugh in front of people. I also had to pay to be able to talk for 10 minutes straight without one of my drug-addled friends interrupting me or my 2 or 6-year-old interrupting me. So, you know, talking about you, motherfucker. Anyways, so yeah, that's why I'm here, and you know, it's been kind of hard. Even 12 years ago, I was asked to come and DJ here in Portland, and when I arrived, the promoter asked me not to play rap music. And I'm one of those white girls that loves rap music, you know, and I play rap music as a DJ when I DJ. And so I just was really confused. I said, why can't I play the music that you hired me to play? And he said, oh, it's offensive to our culture. And I looked around and I'm like, it's offensive to white people? And I was like, white people don't have a culture? I don't understand. Like, you want me to play some Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me remixes or something? So anyways, I was in the green room, you know, dressed like a clown, because I also dress like a clown when I DJ for some fucking weird reason. Because all the drugs or something, I don't know. And there's like all these goddesses backstage, you know, they're not even part of the show, they're just everywhere. And goddess is Oregonian for bitch, by the way. And they're dancing around, they're doing all their little feather leather things and like fluttering around with their wings and looking like Victoria's angels from hell. And yeah, and so, you know, they're kind of being mean to me a little bit, and it was kind of sad. And, you know, I was told I couldn't play rap music, I was kind of bummed. And so I finally see this girl I know, and I go to kiss her on the cheek. And I kiss her on the cheek, and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. I'm like, just did what? She's like, oh my God, you didn't ask for consent. And I thought, what? Consent? What? I don't even know what that word means. Like, I'm from California, I've never heard that word before. And I had to go look it up in the dictionary later, and I realized I had raped her cheek. And then I was like, well, maybe I can be like my male counterparts now that I'm a rapist. And up with my DJ male counterpart friends. Anyways, just kidding. So, not really. Okay, gotta work on that one. Anyway, so I was really pissed off about this whole scene, and the only thing that I knew what to do was to go up there and play like the most offensive rap music I could possibly fathom and pull out of my library. And I did, and so then all the goddesses were dancing, and it was awesome, and you know, needless to say, I got a lot of free drugs that night. It was all over. And yeah, you know, I just feel like since I moved here, I just leave a trail of offended white people behind me everywhere I go. It's like some stale-ass Wonder Bread crumbs just everywhere I go, and it's, you know, it's starting to get kind of exhausting. So I just started rebelling against it a little bit, and so now I start, every time I see a group of girls, I say, hey, you guys, because I know one of them is going to be offended by that statement. And I just do it for fun now at this point, because, you know, as a female DJ, like, being called one of the guys is always a big compliment, and I don't understand why everyone has to take it so seriously. They have to take everything so literally all the time, you know, like when I tell someone they're the shit, they don't think I'm calling them poo-poo, right, family? Yeah, anyways, that's my poo-poo joke. How to fit that in there. But, yeah, so if you see me, or you won't be hearing me, because I'll be in my Toyota Prius van, driving to the club, throwing joints out the window, you know, screaming, hey, you guys! Probably bumping Ira Glass, you know. You know this white bitch is about to throw down some gangster shit. And by shit, I mean good music. And by bitch, I mean goddess.
Ashley Brewer! Ashley! Give it up! Oh my God. Ashley just got a gig opening for Mike Pence at all his rallies. So. Goodness, one more time for Ashley. Ashley is your husband? Stand up, Ashley's husband. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I sell weed.
Thank you. If you want to talk more, it's $275 for the class. Yeah, okay. And where can they find the classes online, Patrick?
PortlandComedy.com.
PortlandComedy.com. is so
Starting
much.
in September.
What, starting in September, so sign up. And it's all penis jokes, really. Thank you. I didn't realize you're the first to do dick jokes tonight. And
I hope I'm not the only one.
let me tell you, I've done comedy for 43 years. You're one of a million to do dick jokes. Honestly. Joining us now, one of my favorite people in the world, and she's been with me 3 times, just gets funnier, funnier, and funnier. She actually advanced in the Portland Funniest Comedy Competition over at Helium. You're welcome. Please welcome Na Wen, ladies and gentlemen. Na Wen.
So you guys know there are those day in the life videos on TikTok, day in the life as a stay-at-home dog, day in the life as a stripper. So today I will be talking about my day in the life as a train wreck. So I always start off my day at the gym, and while working out today, I realized that every female at the gym is doing a booty workout. And this lady was hogging the squat rack, so I had to ask her and be like, hey, do you think we can share this? Because my booty's smaller than yours. And then I had a virtual appointment with my therapist, and after waiting for 20 minutes, she never showed up. And, I was really confused because I felt like we had a good chat last time. My insurance definitely paid her. So I was thinking, and I was like, my problems must be really fucked up for my therapist to ghost me like a fuckboy. So, since paid therapists not working out, I decided to find a free one on Tinder. So I started mass swiping on therapists, and I matched with this guy and he asked to meet up. And so we met up, and as we were talking, he told me that he specializes in couples therapy. So I was asking him about his relationship history, and he said that he's actually never been in a romantic relationship. So he was on Tinder looking for a girlfriend. So I was like, so you give fake advice? Now I have a new issue. Now I have trust issues with therapists. So my day job is that I'm a realtor, and I sell in Portland, Oregon. And whenever I tell people that, they always ask me if I sell tents. And being a realtor is really interesting. Like today, my friend sent me $1 million house asking me how he can get approved. And being his close friend, I know that he has $2 to his name. That doesn't even buy a tent. So I had to be like, hey, I'm not trying to be mean, but the first step is for you to stop being unemployed. And then I had to drive 45 minutes to a listing appointment. It was an Asian household, so I took off my shoes. And immediately I stepped on a puddle of fluids. It definitely was not water because there was odor to it, there was color. So I asked the owner if he has a dog, and he was like, no, it's just me living here. So I was like, great, human fluids. And at this point, I'm like ready to throw away my feet. But I was like, okay, let's just get this over with and move on. So I finished my presentation, and then he was like, I'm actually not looking to sell my house, I just wanted some company. But I do have a lot of tax questions. Is that something you can help me with? I'm like, no. My only advice is for you to get a mop. And then I received a text from my friend inviting me to go to a 26-mile marathon. So I'm like, you want me to fly across the country to run in Florida? And then she was saying that it's going to be 5 couples plus me. So I'm like, okay, so who am I rooming with? She's like, you need to figure it out because all the couples have their own room. So I'm like, now I have to find a stranger, put out so I have a home for the weekend. Like, I'm not doing that. So then I head to Mount Tabor for my evening walk, and I really had to go to the bathroom. Type 2, okay? And like at this point, like I'm like shaking, I am sweating, and like I was just thinking like, okay, where is the nearest bathroom? So I was like, okay, that house. So I knocked on the door, and then this little nice lady answered. So I gave her 2 options. One, I go on her lawn like a dog, or 2, I use her bathroom. So she let me use her bathroom, and I was just sitting there in deep thought, like, you know, this is actually really dangerous. What if she was a killer? Nobody would be able to find me. And I don't know if you guys know this, but your ghost outfit is what you're wearing before you pass, and like how you look, and how I was looking was not it. Like, my makeup was smeared because I was sweating, my pants were pulled down, and you know, like me as a ghost, like I have a lot of people that I need to haunt. So I need to be looking my best. And as I was thinking about this, I was like, I need to get out of here. So I ran out after. And then before coming here, I received a dick pic on Snapchat. The guy said he accidentally sent it to me. So of course I responded with a rating. I was like 3 out of 10. And I told him, please never accidentally send me a dick pic again, because I might accidentally send it to my married friends. Married people, they love dick pics because they see the same dick every day. And then recently, I've kind of been going through some health issues, and my doctor finally responded back to me today. So I have like this cardiovascular abnormality. I have like this extra valve in my heart. It wraps around my esophagus. So to put it into simple terms, what I'm going to tell guys now is that I no longer can deep throat because I literally will choke. Thank you, everyone.
Now when, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I saw some guys very upset with that last joke. Had their hopes raised and then shattered. Keep it going for Na, ladies and gentlemen. No one was going to do dick jokes until you, Felipe. The dam has been broken. All right. We have one more actor. You having a great time so far? Great time. PortlandComedy.com. If you want to sign, all you should sign up. Really. You look like you just need some serious classes. All of you. You look too perfect. You gotta get in the class and talk about the messiness of your life. And they're going. Dick pics, taking dumps. It's a beautiful thing. All right, our next and our final act tonight is, I know she's got a lot of groupies here. She's just amazing. Oh, you guys. You sat through the others just to see Hannah, and she's certainly worth it. Please welcome Hannah Miller, ladies and gentlemen. There she is.
What is this?
Hi, Barbie.
Okay, hi Barbie is actually like the biggest life hack. Like if you're ever at the grocery store and you see someone from high school and they're like, hi Hannah, that's my name. Hi Hannah, just be like, hi Barbie, if you don't remember the name. And that's my time, thank you guys so much. No, but, well, no, I'm good. Hi guys, hi Barbie. Have you guys heard about the love languages? There's 5 of them. Yes, maybe some of you. They're like words of affirmation, physical touch, gifts, acts of service is another one. There was a book written on them. It's like the type of love that you wish to receive. Well, I was like doing some research about the love languages, and I wanted to know my fiance's. That's where you congratulate me. Okay. I got a frat bro to propose. Okay, it was hard. No, I literally just went and bought a ring and then was like, we're engaged. And he was like, what? Anyway, so I asked him what the love language is, what his love language is, and he told me it's quality time. And then he asked me mine, and I told him it's gifts and services, obviously. And then I heard on a podcast that you give the love language that you wish to receive, like subconsciously. And I thought about that, and I was like, I think I do that. Like, I'm always buying him little things and doing things for him, like sitting next to him while he watches Red Zone and microwaving his dinner, stuff like that, nice stuff. And then, because his is quality time, he's always there. That's it, just there. No, he's a good guy though, he's very supportive. We had kind of a tough year last year because I was diagnosed with cancer. And I know it's sad because cancer is really scary, but what I've realized is that I like when people feel bad for me. No, it's like all my friends and family after my diagnosis kind of just morphed into the people that I've always wanted them to be. Like, for lack of a better word, like maids and butlers, I don't know. No, but I'm from Portland, and when my doctor told me, I was a little confused. She was like, you have cancer, and I was like, I'm a Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon, Gemini rising. I put that on my chart. And she was like, no, you moron, you have cancer, like breast cancer. And I was like, oh, phew, oh my God. I thought I've been reading the wrong horoscope for 32 years. I need to change my career path. No, but I get it now. And she told me, she's like, for treatment, we're gonna do radiation and chemo. And so I went home and I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, radiation and chemo. And she told me like it's cured millions of people. And I'm like, great. And then I get on TikTok. And there's actually hundreds of cures for cancer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the hashtag cancer remedy. You think your phone hears you, like you say Papa John's and you get a Papa John's in. My phone literally knew I had cancer. So I was scrolling through these cancer remedies, and like one of them's like a guy on a beach in a Star Wars shirt, and he's like blowing in the wind, and he's like, you just have to eat lemon rinds. And I'm like, cool, like I love a vodka soda, like I could do that. And then another one is a guy who does like competitive bike riding, and he's like, you just have to fast for 30 days, or like 60 if you like really want it gone. Which I couldn't do that, but like I like his spirit. And then there was this lady, and she was in her living room, and she said she was a pastor, and she was in a bikini, and she was doing this dance, and she was like pointing at words, and she was like, just have to, and there's like pigeons, I don't know if you guys see, they're flamingos, no, what are they called, penguins. She said, you just have to pray. I can totally do that, like, and I'm Googling like how to pray. No, and so then I go to my next doctor appointment, and I show my doctor, I was like, why are you wanting me to do like these gross like chemo radiation? Like, and I'm like scrolling, I'm like, look at this lady. And she's like, that lady's eating McDonald's in her car. And I was like, oh sorry, that's Trish Paytas, sorry. She could probably get cancer, honestly. And she's like, okay, Hannah, these like aren't proven, you know, chemo and radiation are proven, like they've been studied and people have had great success stories. And I'm like, it's on TikTok though, like, I don't know what you don't get. Like, and so then she was kind of frustrated and she went home and she put on a bikini and she made a TikTok about radiation and chemotherapy. And it went viral and now I believe her. Like, now it's legit. I love my doctor, she's a good doctor. But no, the reason that I got cancer is because I have this gene. It's like a bad gene mutation. It's called BRCA2. I don't know, it makes you like 90% more likely to get breast cancer and other types of cancers. You may have heard of it. Angelina Jolie has it, she's like our spokesperson. It's like an elite group, like you wish. Just keep laughing while I drink this water. Angelina Jolie! No, but my mom gave me the gene. She had cancer. I got the gene. I've had cancer twice. My sister, though, same parents, she didn't get the gene. And I think maybe she's had like a sprained ankle or something. Who's kidding? But no, my sister's really had like a great life. She was a soccer star in high school, got a full ride scholarship to like a few different colleges. Now she has an amazing Nike career, great husband. She's like stunningly gorgeous, works out twice a day, drinks her body weight in water every day. And the thing is, nobody likes someone like that. You know, it's not fair God blessed me with all this character. And none for her. I told her to go look on character TikTok. She finds him. No, but when I was sick, when I was first diagnosed, I had to stay at the hospital for 10 days. I was really sick. And during that time, like friends were coming to visit me and they were bringing me flowers and all these things. And my doctor told me, you can't have a baby. And I was really sad. And she was like, maybe we can freeze your eggs, but you can't carry it. Like, it's too dangerous. And my friends at that time, you know, they loved me and they were like, I'll carry, a bunch of my girlfriends were like, I'll carry your baby, I'll carry your baby, I'll carry your baby. And I just felt so much love. And now today, it's been like 8 months and I'm doing a lot better and everyone seems to have amnesia. I'm like, I'm engaged now and I said to some of my friends, I was like, so I'm engaged now, like, do you still want to carry my baby maybe like a couple of years? And they're like, I never said that. I was like, no, you did. Remember when I was sick and you said like, I'll do it for free? And they're like, no. And then I asked my sister, because we're really close, and I was like, hey, will you still be my surrogate for free? And she was like, I think that your cancer's maybe fogging up your memory. I didn't say that. And I was like, yes, you did. You said if I pay for a lifetime of Orange Theory, you will be my surrogate. This bitch is like so obsessed with working out. She's like, okay, fine. And then I did the math, and actually, like, if I pay for her to go to Orange Theory until she's 100 years old, it's $60,000, and that's like half of what the Northwest Surrogacy Center costs. So, good deal for me. And then, I'm sorry, I'm blanking. And then. But that's okay. No, but it would make me a little bit nervous to have like my friends do surrogacy for me anyway. Like, you know, cancer can be dangerous. Like if there's, you know, any complications or problems, like there can be complications at birth. Like I would feel so guilty and so bad if they're having my big baby and like they're getting hurt. But the thought of my sister doing it, I don't know if the word is like justice or vengeance. Something just feels right. You know, it's like I'm the Jan, she's the Marsha. Like, I just want her to have this baby, like for all the Solanges of the world, for all the Jamie Lynn Spears, you know, for all the Kevin Jonases, and she's the one who's married to Sophie Turner. It just feels right. And that's it. Thank you, Barbie.
Miller, ladies and gentlemen. Hannah Miller, ladies and gentlemen. So, I do want to get a verbal commitment. You will carry the baby? Oh, she's going to carry. No, she's going to carry. You're carrying the baby, sir. I know, Denny, you won't carry the baby. See how we did that? That's called a callback. Are you going to have a lap baby? Or
What's that?
lap baby. So great job, Hannah. One more time for Hannah. We have another showcase tomorrow night at 7:30, and we have a showcase on the 7th of September.
Correct.
At 7:30, and also the 17th of September. I had 3 classes this summer, so we got a lot of performers, and some of the same performers you saw tonight will also be on some of those dates. So you can check at portlandcomedy.com.
Yes.
Right? And you can sign up for classes. I would like, before we leave, to give everybody a round of applause. Grace Ashita, ladies and gentlemen. Grace! Alice Taylor, ladies and gentlemen. Danko Westerhoff Nation, ladies and gentlemen. My favorite comic from New York, Lincoln Markman. The comic with the longest penis, Felipe Saloon. I know that because he's been showing. Denny, ladies and gentlemen, who loves Idaho so much. Also, how about Ashley Gruber, ladies and gentlemen? John Wynn! Firehouse from Hannah Miller, ladies and gentlemen. It's just been pure joy with all of these students, and even the ones that you'll see in the next showcases. We have the best time in class, and it's just been a joy to watch them develop these sets and be able to come out here with the confidence and the skill to give it up for you tonight. Give it up one more time for them. If any of you are not having babies at the time, it's great to sign up for the class, because you too can get on the stage and make the world a better place. And I'll just end with the fact, we know there's a lot of crap out there. These sessions that we have are free from all the nonsense of the world. It's affirming, it's wonderful, it's supportive, and what better thing than to make the world a happier place. Thank you, good night. PortlandComedy.com.